Today we are going to explore the real limitations of current AI and try to answer the most important question. Can artificial intelligence really surpass humans? I see videos claiming that AI already beats us, all the way down to the deniers saying that it will never happen. Yet, no one seems to tackle the question from the right angle, because surpassing human intelligence is not about benchmarks or performance. There is only one real line that matters. Because the main difference between humans and AI is creativity. The ability to imagine and the gift of intuition. That's the one thing we've always claimed as uniquely ours. But what is creativity? How can we teach AI to perform a task we don't fully understand yet? Take Einstein. He didn't sit down and crunch endless equations to arrive at relativity. He was sitting in a chair, daydreaming, and asked himself, what would it feel like to ride next to a beam of light? Relativity was not born out of calculation. It was pure imagination. A leap into the unknown. What followed, time dilation, curved space-time, the rewiring of physics itself, all started with a flash of intuition. Our brains are wired for this. We're creatures of what if. We simulate alternate realities, not to be clever, but because it helped our ancestors survive. What if the predator hides in the grass? What if there's food beyond that ridge? That ability to imagine alternatives, to hold counterfactuals in mind, is at the root of invention, art, and science. AI, on the other hand, doesn't have that spark. It doesn't know hunger, joy, fear of death, heartbreak, or love. It doesn't carry lived experience. What it does is recombine patterns. Predict the next word, the next move, the next configuration. A remix machine at unimaginable scale. When a remix machine gets big enough, you get emergence, behaviors that no one programmed, that even its creators didn't anticipate. And sometimes, those behaviors look a lot like intuition. In 2016, DeepMind's AlphaGo stunned the world by beating Lee Sedol, one of the greatest Go players in history. The turning point was move 37 in Game 2. Commentators thought it was a mistake. It was so unconventional, so far outside human intuition, that Sedol actually left the room to collect himself. Later, Go masters described it as from an alien intelligence. That wasn't brute force calculation. That was something else. A leap. A few years later, DeepMind's AlphaFold solved a biological challenge that had stood unsolved for 50 years, the protein folding problem. Biologists had tried everything, experiments, simulations, heuristics, and still couldn't crack it. AlphaFold did. Nature called it a revolutionary advance. Scientists compared it to the discovery of the DNA double helix. Then there's math. In 2021, AI systems were used to explore knot theory and representation theory. Mathematicians at Oxford and Sydney described the results as astonishing. The AI uncovered relationships that no human had thought to check. Entirely new conjectures. One of the mathematicians admitted, it's like working with an alien collaborator. And in 2022, DeepMind released AlphaTensor, an AI tasked with finding better algorithms for matrix multiplication, one of the most fundamental operations in computer science. For 50 years, humans had chipped away at it. AlphaTensor rediscovered the best-known solutions, and then went further. It produced algorithms no one had ever seen, now recognized as the most efficient in the world. These aren't just efficient solutions. They're elegant leaps. Surprises. The kind of thing we would have called genius if a human had done it. So it turns out that the spark we thought was ours alone, that flash of originality, may not be uniquely human after all. And this is where things get dangerous. Because AI isn't just producing ideas. It's starting to invent tools, superconductors, crystal structures, chip designs, things that make the next generation of AI itself faster, denser, more efficient. Think about that loop. AI imagines something new. Humans build it. The next AI runs on that improved hardware. We are currently in a cycle of rapid improvement, where the only bottleneck is us. But what happens when that bottleneck disappears? In fact, we are very close. Imagine fully automated labs where robots run experiments day and night without stopping. AI systems already exist that can run thousands of scientific experiments autonomously, adjusting as they go. Imagine robotic factories that can take an AI-generated chip design and spin it directly into silicon without human engineers in the middle. At that point, the loop closes on its own. AI imagines, builds, tests, and iterates, all without us in the middle. That's the threshold. The line between AI as a tool and AI as something else. Because once it doesn't need us anymore, the speed of improvement stops being bound by our calendars. No waiting for quarterly budgets, no waiting for politicians to approve funding, no chip factory lead times measured in years. Improvement becomes pure exponential. This is what I.J. Good, a mathematician who worked with Alan Turing, warned about back in 1965. He called it the intelligence explosion. He wrote, "The first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that man need ever make, provided that the machine is docile enough to tell us how to keep it under control." It's worth noticing the two halves of that sentence. The promise, the last invention we'll ever need. And the warning, provided we can keep it under control. And that's the real tension here. Right now, AI is still just a tool. It dreams and we build. But the day it dreams and builds is the day it becomes something else entirely. Something we don't fully understand. Don't worry, we're not there yet, but the pieces are lining up. Self-driving labs, generative design, robotic assembly lines, automated materials discovery. Each piece moves us closer to the day AI will surpass humans and become independent. And here's the haunting question. When that day comes, will we even notice it happening? Or will we only realize it once it's already too late? Because that's how intelligence surpasses you. Not with a bang, but with a quiet handoff when you stop being the one in control of the loop.